Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw FPL. So this one is the Game Week 26 first look. Game Week 25 is still currently being played. There's Liverpool playing tonight against Luton. Lots of injuries coming up. Salah looks like he's injured. Nunes looks like he's injured. Jota's out for a couple of months. Trent's obviously out. So yeah, we'll be going over some replacements. And also there's blank Game Week 26 and blank Game Week 29 up and coming. So we'll be having a look how we're navigating that. Still currently looking to save the free hit, but yeah, I'll show you in this video how the team's shaping up. So if you do like this one, please do drop a like and please hit subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into it. Okay, so as I mentioned, Liverpool are playing tonight when I'm recording this. So currently I've got Van Dijk in my team. Hopefully he's going to have a bullet header or at least a clean sheet in this one. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's been a pretty decent game week 25. I'll go over how I did in the next video with the team selection as well. But yeah, currently on a green arrow, back into top 400k, so looking good. This is how the team looks for game week 26. There was some planning before this. Obviously, I kept Bowen and I've kept Konza on the bench there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I know a lot of people will be taking hits, -4s, -8s, even -12s. Whereas I can get away with having just one free transfer. And I'm looking at the moment doing Van Dijk to either Pau Torres or Moreno. Moreno is a bit more explosive, a bit more attacking. So yeah, I do like the sound of him. But he does seem a bit more risky. Obviously, I know Luca Deans, he can come in at any moment and take minutes off Moreno. And they are starting in Europe soon as well. So I might just go for Pau Torres instead, just to be a bit safer. But yeah, this is how the team looks. Going into it, 11 players when Van Dijk goes to either Pau or Moreno. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So moving forward, I've always had Game Week 26 and Game Week 29 in mind. This is just a reminder for you. These are the blanks and the doubles. So we're obviously going into blank Game Week 26 now. So yeah, Liverpool are blanking, Luton are blanking, Tottenham and Chelsea are blanking as well. So I'm planning now I know a lot of people are looking at Wolves players, but I'll just show you in this video my sort of initial thoughts, because Wolves, there is a chance that they can play in 29, but it's quite unlikely. So I'll be focusing on probably Brentford, Villa and West Ham. They're the three sort of main teams. I don't particularly want many Burnley players. They're not the best team, are they? Fulham, yeah, there's a few options there. Forest, again, they get rotated quite a lot. So I think the main three will be Brentford, Villa, and West Ham. So just talking about the cup then. So the reason we get the blanks is because the fifth round of the FA Cup. So these are all the round of the what's left of the cup. So basically, any fixtures here with a Premier League team in it sort of has an impact. So the three main games, really, it will be Forest against Man United, and we'll know all of these before Game Week 27 deadline. Obviously, it's not that helpful this deadline, but we will know them before Game Week 27 because these all take place next week. So yeah, the main ones to consider really are Man United and Forest. So the assumption here is that Man United will win, but if they don't, that means they get knocked out of the cup. So that means players like Garnacho, even like Bruno Fernandes, they become a lot more appealing because then they'll play in Game Week 29. So yeah, that's one to watch there. If Forest do win Man United, we could potentially, I think I'll definitely get Garnacho in that case. Another one, if Leeds beat Chelsea, so that means Chelsea will be knocked out and Arsenal and Chelsea will both play in Game Week 29. So obviously a lot of us have got Saka, Gabriel, maybe Saliba, Palmer. So yeah, if that, if Chelsea do lose to Leeds in this cup, fifth round of the cup, then I think a lot more people will be able to manage without a free hit, just because we have a lot more players available. So that's another one to keep an eye on. And then Leicester. I'm a Leicester fan, right? So I think Leicester, we could definitely beat Bournemouth. So that could have an impact, but for it to change anything, Leicester and Brighton will both have to win in the cup, and that means Wolves versus Bournemouth will then be on. So that it could happen. It's sort of deemed unlikely, but it definitely could happen. So yeah, that's another one to keep an eye on. So yeah, that's the cup. That's how it impacts the future game weeks. Let's just take a look at some of my transfer thoughts now then. Okay, so yeah, as mentioned, quite a lot of injuries going on. We've got Jota. He was really lucky, wasn't he? Going in, landing on his knee, and yeah, he's comes off with about 4 points for the double game week. So not great. Really unfortunate if he did triple captain in. I mean, Haaland didn't do much better, did he? But yeah, it's been one of those double game weeks, really. I think this season in particular, there's just so much, you can future plan, but for Salah to come on and then get a goal and assist when really, I think he would have only had about 20 minutes if it wasn't for that. But now Salah looks like he's injured as well. So yeah, lots going on. Just stuff you can't really plan for as well, so it's unlucky. But this is just FPL, it's just football. It happens sometimes, doesn't it? So yeah, the plan still is to save the free hit. I'm in our wild card, so I'm going to sort of dead end. It's a dead end my team. So what I mean by that is get loads of West Ham, Villa, Brentford, Spurs, get those players, and then it's going to look a bit of a mess in 29. So then I'll wild card out of that mess into 30, and that's when I'll get sort of a decent team back. So initial transfer thoughts then. So yeah, focusing on game week 29. So the teams that play in game week 26 and 29. So it's Brentford, Villa, Burnley, Fulham, West Ham and Forest. As I said, there can be some upsets with this, so just keep an eye on those cup results. Then also within this, we need to remember that Solanke, so Bournemouth, but obviously Solanke, he's the main threat. They have a double in 28, and it's a really nice double. It's Luton and Sheffield United. So yeah, that's a really good one to target. So Solanke definitely needs to be in your team by game week 28. So yeah, Brentford, I think it's really Turney and Reguilon. Mopé was benched, wasn't he? So I think it's between Turney and Reguilon really. Villa, you've got Watkins, David Luiz, Pau Torres, Moreno, Martinez. Burnley, I've put Taylor because a lot of us have got Taylor on the bench. I wouldn't necessarily buy him, but if you've got him, you definitely keep hold of him. Fulham, yeah, I mean, Muniz, I don't know how you say his name. Muniz, is it? But he's done pretty well. 4.4 million. And I checked and he scored 4 in his last 3 games. So he's absolutely on fire. So if you have got Cameron Archer and you want, someone who plays in 26 and 29, then Muniz, apologies if I've said his name wrong there, but yeah, he could be a bargain there. And then, yeah, West Ham, you've got Bowen, Kudus, and then Areola. So I've kept Bowen all this time. He's done absolutely terrible, but I'll talk about him a bit later on anyway. And then Forest, again, I'm not too interested in their assets. They do get rotated quite a lot as well. So yeah, I'll just go through some of the key assets I'm looking at from these teams and discuss if I think they're good options or not. So looking at Brentford first then. So we've known for a while now they're going to play in 26 and 29. The problem with them is the fixtures have been awful. They obviously had that horrible double of Liverpool and Man City. But Reguilon, he did get an assist. Turney got a goal, so it shows that they can score and they can get points, even in tough fixtures. Reguilon, he looks so attacking as well. He should have, well, it was unlucky, wasn't it? It was a really good save. He could have had a goal and Turney got the rebound. So yeah, I think Turney, he looks good. He's obviously nailed. He's on penalties as well. Reguilon on a lot of set pieces. So I do like these two. The problem is, again, the fixtures. He's got West Ham away, Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley, Man United. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if you do need a cheap defender, Reguilon is good. And if you do, if you are like me trying to hold on to your free hit, which I think if you can hold on to your free hit, I think it's definitely something that you should look to do because you can use it in double game week 34 or 37. It is such a powerful chip. So, yeah, I would advise trying to keep it if you can. But yeah, I think with Reguilon, if you need a cheap defender, he looks good. Tony, he does look really good. But I just think there's better options. You've got Solanke, who I just think is going to be essential in 28. You've got Watkins, who's absolutely smashing it. He's got really good fixtures. And then Haaland, I just feel like you need him as well. So I think the front three, Solanke, Watkins, Haaland, I think that's the front three I'd go with, really. And yeah, speaking of Watkins, here he is, the man himself. He's been absolutely smashing it. He's one of those single game week players who's, I think he got 13 points, didn't he? Something like that. But yeah, the main ones to consider, Watkins, if you don't have him, I'd definitely get him. Although I think Solanke, yeah, he's more of a priority really, because he has got that double. I think he's got Burnley, then he's got the double of Luton and Sheffield United. So yeah, he seems absolutely essential, to be honest. But yeah, Watkins, I'd try and get him in as well, just because he does play in 26, he plays in 29. Yeah, good fixtures. But then this is where I'm struggling with really, Moreno or Pau Torres, because I do like Moreno. I like an attacking defender. He should have. Well, he was unlucky not to score, wasn't he, last game? And he just does look really good. So I'm tempted to go Moreno, but yeah, you can just see it now. He'll play. You think, oh, yeah, I've done a good decision here, and then Luca Dean will just come in, and then he'll just steal some minutes off him, or he'll get the odd start. Or the start that he will play is game week 29 when I need Moreno. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to think about that. I'll put it in my transfer plans and on the final video before the deadline. But yeah, I think the safe option's Pau, but the slightly more exciting option is Moreno. So yeah, I'm stuck between those two really. And then Martinez, if you do need a goalkeeper, he's nailed on. He's going to play every game unless he's injured. Gets saves points as well. So yeah, he could be quite a good option. And then we've got West Ham. So I've held on to Bowen for some time now. He's blanked in the last 6 games, but Paqueta is back, so that's good news. He's a lot more creativity in that West Ham team, so he's back. You've got Kudus back as well. So yeah, I think both are good options. I'd probably go for Kudus, to be honest, just because he is quite a bit cheaper. But if you do have Bowen, I'd certainly hold on to him. You've held him this long. We need to just stand strong, and he's got good fixtures coming up as well now. So so yeah, we'll hopefully he'll come good. And yeah, he obviously plays in 29. And then the final team, just to finish up on here, is Wolves. So I do like Wolves, but for my team, I'll need them to play in 29, because you've obviously got a transfer now, so that's 26, a transfer in 27, transfer in 28, and a transfer in 29. So that's 4 transfers. So yeah, I mean, I could potentially get him because I don't need that many transfers because my team looks quite good already. But if you don't have as many free transfers, then yeah, I'd probably stick to either Villa or West Ham or Brentford. But yeah, Wolves, Sheffield United at home, absolutely peach of a fixture there. So I could potentially get a Wolves midfielder in, and it would be between Hwang and Neto, but I think just because Hwang's going to be playing central with Cunha out, and also I think he's on penalties, so I think he's probably the better option. They're quite similar in price. I think they're only about 0.1 between them. So yeah, and also you could risk it because, like I said, if Leicester beat Bournemouth, which I hope we do, and if Brighton beats Wolves, then their fixture in 29, so Bournemouth at home, that will be on. So you could risk it, and then just if it doesn't work, you could free hit out potentially. So you could just use your free hit in 29. But yeah, it depends on your team, your current situation. So for me, I think I'm probably going to do Van Dijk to Moreno or Torres, so Pau Torres. And then, yeah, come the next game week, we'll know, because before game week 27, you'll know if Wolves play. So that could potentially get Hwang in the next game week. But then you miss Sheffield United, so yeah, it's a tricky one. Excuse me. So yeah, I'll leave that one there. And I'll be back just before the deadline, probably Friday, for another team selection video. Okay, so there's some early thoughts just on game week 26, some sort of transfer targets to look at. As I say, I think my transfer is going to be either Pau Torres or Moreno, but yeah, we'll have to see really. Yeah, it depends as well on what happens tonight. If Van Dijk goes and gets 2 headers, then he might change my mind, but we'll have to see. So yeah, normal video about the team selections. Game Week 26 team selection will be out on Friday. We'll go over how I did in Game Week 25 and the final sort of deadline decisions for Game Week 26. So if you did enjoy that one, please drop a like, and if you're new, please do subscribe, and I'll see you Friday. Thank you.